What's going on, fam? Welcome back to Can We Talk with Juel, a space where we unpack the real, the raw, and, of course, the healing. We are sponsored by fundraisingcup.org Ministries. And today, guys, listen, we're diving into something a lot of folks are not only experiencing, but is rarely talked about openly. And that is what's envy, jealousy, and unresolved rejection. What can that actually do to people, and how to protect your peace when you're on the receiving end? And, you know, we battled with whether we would put this podcast on our healing series or navigating toxic work environment series, because it just kind of collided with both of them. So it'll be a joint posting for both. Now, don't worry, this ain't a fear-based conversation. This is a clarity, healing, and awareness conversation. Because when you understand the signs, you don't stay stuck in the storm. So let's talk about it, right? Let's start with the hidden impact of envy. So family, here's the truth. Envy isn't always loud. It doesn't always come with a sign or warning label. Sometimes it shows up quietly in behavior that feels off, but you can't quite put your finger on it. People underestimate how far envy can push somebody who isn't emotionally grounded. And I'm not talking about the regular, oh, I wish I had that too. I'm talking about when admiration turns into obsession, when insecurity turns into sabotage, when rejection turns into retaliation. Some folks don't heal. Instead, they plot, project, and pick at people who trigger their unhealed wounds. Do you hear me, somebody? So let's talk about how it starts, the subtle signs. Let's break that down, because these signs matter. Envious or unhealed people often start with small attacks, hoping you won't notice. Spreading little rumors, trying to discredit you, creating drama out of thin air, monitoring you online or in real life, trying to sabotage your money, your peace, or your relationships. Fake profiles, anonymous messages, petty gossip, small moves to make you uncomfortable or unsure of yourself. And here's the key, guys. When those small attacks aren't checked, they often grow. Not because you did something wrong, but because the person doing it never learned how to cope with their own insecurity. Now, why this happens? Well, envy, jealousy, and rejection hit differently for unhealed people. Some folks cannot handle no. Some cannot handle seeing you confident. Some cannot handle seeing you grow. Some cannot handle the version of themselves that shows up when you walk in the room. And instead of healing, they attack. Not always physically, sometimes emotionally, socially, digitally, and financially. And here's the wild part. Other people around them get pulled in without even knowing the full story. Manipulation is sneaky like that. So what we're not going to do, guys, that's what we're going to talk about right now. Now listen, this is not an episode to scare you. Not at all. This is not a space of fear. This is a space of awareness, because awareness doesn't make you paranoid. It makes you powerful. We're not feeding into drama. We're not matching low vibrations. We're not trying to figure out who's doing what. We're simply learning the signs so you know how to protect your energy and your safety. So how do we do that, Auntie? How do we protect our peace? I'm here to tell you. So what do you do when you think you're dealing with jealousy or rejection fueled behavior? Let me give you some grounding steps. 1, trust your intuition. Your spirit knows when something is off. 2, document patterns. Receipts. Not to obsess, but to stay aware. 3, and this is critical, set boundaries, emotional, physical, and digital. Do you hear me? 4, limit access. Not everybody should know your moves. Keep that to yourself. Number 5, stay aligned. Don't let negativity pull you down. Stay 2 steps ahead of your jealous or envious opponent. 6, seek support. Mentors, friends, mental health professionals. You know Auntie Juel's here for you. You can find me at fundraisingcup.org/Juel for spiritual guidance. Most importantly, don't let somebody else's unhealed wounds convince you there's something wrong with you. Say this with me, guys. Their insecurity is not my responsibility. Finally, my healing message to you all. Family, envy is real, but so is your strength. So is your clarity. So is your protection. You don't need to fear people. You just need to know how to recognize behavior that doesn't align with love, respect, or maturity. The more you grow, the more you'll trigger people who refuse to do so. It comes with the journey. But growth doesn't stop because someone else is uncomfortable. You keep going, darling. You keep shining. You keep healing. And you stay aware. All right, fam. That's today's episode. If this hit home for you, I hope you felt seen, or if you learned something, share it with someone who may need this reminder. And remember, this is Can We Talk with Juel, where we don't fear the truth, we heal through it. So until next time, guys, protect your peace, guard your energy, and stay rooted in who you are. I love you all. Bye.
The healing intentions shared during this podcast pertain directly to entertainment, educational, and informational purposes only, and should not be considered professional advice. Listeners are encouraged to seek medical practitioners or consult with professional experts concerning any personal situations, especially those involving serious health issues. All content related and/or pertaining to this podcast are protected by copyright law.